I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now. You know that video I made a couple days ago saying like you guys aren't ready to hear this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I have a part two to make to that already. So I just rewatched that video and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to expand on, especially as it pertained to the abduction of the activists on the flotilla that were taking aid to Gaza. In that video, I made this claim that billionaires want to live forever and they're trying to do it by basically siphoning off access, complete access to the world, other to people that they deem deserve access, which is very few people, and they're going to try to create a technology that allows them to live forever or find a way to use as much energy off of this earth to go to another place that they're going to try to exploit and scavenge, to live a new life there and be the gods basically of that world. The problem is that's science fiction. And the crazy thing is that the billionaires who are so inspired to live that life, they read books, but they fell so in love with the characters, they forgot that the story ended off, that these characters that they fetishize basically didn't win at the end. They're the villain. They're the person who is ruining the story, ruining the opportunity for the world to be at peace or to have some type of balance in it. It's weird, but, and this is why it's important to have creative arts and like, what is it? Not just media literacy, but reading comprehension and arts literacy. Because the next claim I made, or at least the contradictory one, was saying that the only way to truly live forever in this human experience that we're living in, this earth one that we're sharing and creating as this reality, is to give your soul the infinite thing that we don't understand that keeps us breathing and alive. Some people call it God. Some people call it the breath of life. Some people call it, I don't know what other people call it, but that soul, that's what I'll call it, to just humanize it for every one of us. You have to find something in this real world to connect that soul to, and something that not necessarily you would die for, but you put your soul into, you would genuinely put your whole entire soul into at the mercy of being able to live, at least without waking your soul up to that depth. And then you don't, or the obstruction that you made to society isn't what you're remembered for, or war or destruction or slavery or colonization. That's not what you're remembered for, or the dark ages and basically setting intellectualism globally back, or at least in Europe, back hundreds of thousands of years, and we're still trying to work our way forward from that fucking, let me not start. The people that you impact with your care, with your love, with your passion, with your purpose, they and the love for you, the appreciation, the respect, maybe even the anger at you, they keep your energy, your message, your vision alive. And if you're as great to create opportunities, whether it's economic opportunities, social opportunities, political opportunities, you're creating generational opportunities for other people who live in this reality, in the now, in their generation, to remember your legacy and to continue to be inspired to do what they can with their now and what they have right now to impact their generation and their reality. And then you are kept alive in essence, in energy, in spirit, in this physical reality. But you could have been gone for generations at that point. And another thing that's weird to me is that these billionaires only read the books that say like, oh, we have dominant, like we have the most power in society. Now we're gods on earth, Greek gods, well, like, but they never think about all the stories, or I guess they've never come across the stories of where the gods or the people have become gods and reached immortality. And then that has literally caused them to recognize how far they've abandoned themselves from their soul and what it really means to be human and to be a part of this collective experience outside of their personal desires. Or just the sabotage that they've done to their life as a mean of not being able to really cope with this illusion of what they thought they wanted, that was these riches and fame and power, but at the mercy of having community, at the mercy of having some type of purpose that benefits more than the self, at the mercy of being able to be okay and accept oneself beyond the external validation that one's fighting for every day. Like these billionaires are sadistic, bro. I'm telling you right now, every single one of these people is sadistic. They were bullied as kids. They're just weird and like didn't wash their ass, and they're just like doing SAT prep every single weekend from the time they were in second grade. And they're, oh, I'm not going out on the weekend because I'm gonna go buy a girlfriend and buy her boobies and buy her whole entire life. And Jeff Bezos, yeah, fuck you, nigga. Or they're just like narcissistic sociopaths that were overinflated by their community and their peers and their family and just never failed and are just assumed to just become a billionaire. Or it's the people that just are demons, like literal demons. I'm pretty sure 1 of 5 CEOs has been determined to be sociopathic. I don't know if it's narcissistic or sociopathic, but I'm leaning on the socio one. But that leads me to this conclusion. Sadly, I come to say this. But I do have all the hope, and I'm a very optimistic person. I don't let this negative outside world stop me from believing that even in that shrivel of hope, that we can completely flip the tide and everything can go in our favor. I always want us to have that. Literally, no matter if there's a 0% chance guaranteed in the outside world, we have to continue to believe that something in that 0% is working in our favor. But I'm going to have to be blunt with you guys because I don't be censoring nothing. I don't be hiding the truth from you. I be saying the F word probably a bajillion times since I started making these videos. So what I really believe the reality is, and I did mention this in that first video, I think these billionaires hate Greta so much, but it's not hatred out of just like, yeah, we hate that, like bitch, or like we hate that girl. It's like, I want to, okay, this is going to sound fucking insane. Look me in the eye. This is going to sound fucking insane. Please wait until I'm done explaining this. This happens a lot with dudes who are jealous of their bros. And it's like, I'm so jealous of the life that you get to live, but I fetishize you so much because I don't love you. I love who you are and the life that you get to live. And it's not like I'm sexually attracted to you, but I fetishize you so much. If I could figuratively be inside of you, I would rather be that to get the benefits of the life that I assume that you're getting from what you're living rather than being myself. And if I can't get inside of you and live and get those benefits, then I literally want to fuck you to get that energy from you and feel what it feels like to have your energy, or I want to fuck your life up. And I hate you because you are reminding me of what I am not, of what I lack. And there's no amount of billions or trillions or any of this that I can take in this world. There's no amount of power, there's no amount of slavery I can do in this world that will allow me to feel that energy that you get to feel that I want so bad and I don't understand how to create for myself. Okay. And that's why you see a bunch of dudes, like especially like rap niggas, like they're broke ass homies that'll go do drills for them, like the big rappers. Yeah, like they a lot of their homies like in the gang are more in love with them than the girls are, which is interesting. But well, maybe a lot of those stories will come out in like 10 years when people are ready to start speaking. Back to the point that I'm saying. This is what scares me with the way that they're torturing the activists and especially the way that they're torturing Greta. That same thing applies here. Those billionaires have worked so hard to be loved, to have some type of salvation from the rejection they got for being ugly, for having little dicks, for being weird, being awkward, for not being able to have the girls, for not hanging out at the parties, for being the person into the weird gaming shit, the tech shit when everybody else was, getting drunk and having sex. Like they wish, they're trying to recoup so much in this adult life for the trauma and pain they've gone through, not only as youth, but just as people from the position they feel like they're in. And Greta is so naturally receiving the love and the care from the world full of different types of people for just believing in herself and putting her heart and her whole life on the line, for caring about people, bro. And what it took for those billionaires to get their billions was to not care about any fucking thing ever, bro. So they have to drown themselves in sex, in drugs, in escapism, in spending money, in all this type of shit that doesn't fucking matter, bro. And somebody like Greta is right here, human, connected to her soul, living through her purpose, and has everything that they want, but they can't buy with money. And they hate her for it. So they want to do that thing that I was describing dudes do to their homies. And they want to like